What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's Hados here, going through trade breakdowns for 8th of September today. Going to run through them. Took two trades during the streams. First one was for plus 35 pips. Second one was for it went about 20 pips in profit, but took 10, and then it came back and it took out the runner. There was a third trade out of the stream afterwards for like New York session. So I'm going to cover what I was thinking there. And then, of course, as every day, there is plenty of missed opportunities. I'm going to point out where the best trades were for the day. So let's dive into it. Here are the charts. And when I was my bias originally was actually looking for some longs. And the prerequisites for looking for longs was us to push and break through this level and then be able to go above this wick and sort of trade up into these areas. And that was what I was looking to try target. Of course, why I choose to trade German 40 as well as gold and some other assets is due to them having double-sided volatility. So like I don't really like it doesn't if you're following the price action, you set it the zones correctly. These assets, equities, gold, some of the currencies, not all of them. What they have is this double-sided volatility. So you can still be wrong on the overall direction of how the daily goes or whatever happens in the day and something changes and your bias has been flipped on its head. I like these ones because even if I'm missing the trending move, I can still get a very good counter trend move, generally for anywhere between 40, 50 pips in the opposite direction for the day, just because it moves so much every single day that if it's moving like this, you can still get very good pullback trades. Anyway, so that's why I like these kind of assets. So you can see here, obviously, the overall bias was I had a longing idea, and obviously you can see what happened to this candle, and we'll go into a bit more in depth why this happened. But let me just replay some of the data so we can I'll go from the start. So this was that was the start of the day. Okay, cool. This is how Thursday closed. Thursday closed as a bit of a doji candle like this. And I had a couple I didn't really have that many areas to look at from this daily because we had basically a doji candle, a little fat body doji, and then we had a doji again. We had broke the high and broke the low, but still closed as a bit of a doji. So it didn't really give me a lot of direction on these days. I did quite accurately pick some zones I thought would have some rejections from the previous day, of course, here and here. So then it was really just sort of see what happened in use the information that I was given for like Asian session and a little bit of the Frankfurt Open. Just going to dive into the news for you as well. So if we go to Forex Factory, you can see the news that was on the cards today. There was no real agenda, was there? There was a little bit of German CPI news. Other news outlets had this broken down. There was CPI, then HICP, I think it was, and then some revised final numbers. But everything was saying there was basically lower impact as normally the forecast and the actual do come out pretty close to each other, if not are the same, but they usually have minimal impact. Well, that's what they say anyway, but there's always going to be impacts if they have a miss on expectations. But this always makes me nervous when there's no news because every day not every day, but pretty much every day, there's volatility on these equities. So it's either going to come from planned news, planned catalysts, or the catalysts come from when the media come on board and just the timing of some reports is a little bit dubious. When why release a research paper stating GDP today unannounced at this specific time? Those kind of little things that always creep up, and I'm always expecting there to be some cat among the pigeons every day. So when this says no news, yeah, I like it when there's news because it gives me something exact to like around the time to aim for. But when there is no news, then a report can come out at any time, anywhere. So it's kind of what happened today. Now, let's dive down to the lower time frames, and I go through my zones just quickly. It's a little bit funny on TradingView when you don't get to keep. You can't like replay. I can't go to like if I go forward 1 hour here, it's going to show when I go up a time frame. It shows me what the entire 4 hour candle did. So it's a little bit annoying that way, but I don't get to the charts anyway until 7 o'clock my time, UK time. So let's just skip ahead now and just sort of have a look, because I'm not analyzing the charts during this time. What I'm looking at is when I get to the charts, what's happened. So what we can see is Asian session was a little bit bullish. You know, we pulled down a little bit. We tapped into this area again. So I left this zone. I had a few other zones that I removed. You can go back and watch the stream if you want to see which ones I removed and which ones I kept. But I kept this one because this was quite interesting in Asian session yesterday, how it accumulated for a bit and then we ripped down quite aggressively. And then we had a little once price pushed up, rejected, had a nice little 30 40 pip move, rejection from here. Then we closed above it, then we held it, and then we sort of just respected here a bit. And I would have removed it if Asian session hadn't touched it perfectly. But because it had, I thought, oh, maybe it's still valid to like hold it there for a bit more time, for a bit longer. Other points of interest I had was New York high, of course. Then I've got New York 50% from Tuesday. So if I this day here, okay, this day, there was the halfway point, and this area here has proven to be a bit of a pain in the bum this week. So nice rejection here, nice rejection here, and I thought, well, we're showing some volatility here, aren't we? Just pushing up quite strongly, but no bottom wicks. So I thought very likely when there's no bottom wicks on these candles, is London going to buy the high and keep on powering up when there's no real news on the agenda? Unlikely. So I thought any breakouts from London Open, I'm going to treat with a lot of caution, because I'm expecting price to pull back, because London won't buy the high. They can break the high, trap early buys into it, and then basically just punish them. But because we have tapped once into it, twice into it, third time, I thought there's a good chance that after we do the initial manipulation, initial sweep and pull back, if we're breaking that high a second time, I thought then we have a fairly nice run up. That was what I was thinking. Would have liked that. So that was one idea. Other idea was to take these cells from here. Is expecting this area to hold, but I was a little bit unsure about it. But on the 30-minute, I like this candle. I do like that candle. That's a nice rejection wick. A lot of liquidity sitting inside of this wick. It's still there on the hour as well. So, oh no, sorry, no, it's not. No, it's not there. It's on the 30. Yeah, it's only on the 30. So, but it's a beautiful candle here. So any sort of rejections inside this area again, then you can look to see it sort of push down again. On the 15-minute, it's there as well. So same candle. So that was a lovely zone to look for. And then that was it really. The rest of it was just like we had been ranging quite a bit. Okay, so I thought there's probably a good chance that maybe we just stay inside of this really lovely large range that we could eventually got to break out of. So I didn't want to look into too many points of interest inside of this area, just because once it's ranging, you're going to find you kind of want to trade near the extremes or wait for continuations once it is rejecting off one of these extremes. So let's go forward to this. Was Frankfurt Open is just about to start now. So let's go through the candles. Okay. So 7:30, 7:25, 7:30, showing a bit of rejections here. I thought this is quite nice at 7:30, new 30-minute candle, pulling back to grab some liquidity, and then giving a bit of sustenance to push up. That's what I thought this move was doing. Closing inside of this little gray box means we can probably push down to the bottom. And remember that I did have some areas that I like these no wick 30-minute candles. I thought there was a very good chance that price could just come back and collect some of them. So that was the idea behind those. Okay, this is 7:45. So new 15-minute candles have started. Okay, trying to push down, create a little doji, and one more candle. This is the last 5 minutes of the Frankfurt Open candle. So this is here, like swept the little doji low and then pushed up quite aggressively. So this is what I was thinking. Yeah, you know what? This kind of makes a lot of sense. That let's sweep the high, trap buyers, come down, take out the low, and then push up and second break. Then we can power. That was the idea behind it. So first 5 minutes, swept the high. Okay, trapped those early buyers, came down, broke the low, and I just missed entering that buy down there because it happened so fast in this first 5 minute candle. So I'll go the 1 minute for you, and that was, you'll see, like if you go back replay through the stream, and you'll see like how it was just too quick. So first minute, this is the first minute, sorry, first minute here. Okay, and then the second minute swept the high, pushed down. So avoiding taking breakout longs would have saved you. Price came down and closed just under, and the next candle just went straight up. So you kind of just, I missed my chance. So anyway, so that was the first one. first trade missed. First opportunity, but you got to be patient. Stick to your plan. It's nice to see it just play out. Price pushed up. Okay. And then that would have, you've got to secure when that idea. Okay. So it moved up 30 pips. You've got to take that, especially on a Friday, push it into this new territory. And I thought, okay, if this is after rejected here again, I thought the second break is going to be absolutely on. So that's when I was hunting buys. My bias was set for buys. Price pulled down. I thought this is just going to be a bit of a correction. Okay, price pushed down again. Remember what I was looking for as well, that I was waiting for price to hunt and take out some of these 30-minute no wick bottom candles because there's clean candles here as well. I like it when price rejects off these Asian highs and Asian lows. They're always going to be points of interest as well. So everything was looking Gucci at this stage. Just needed to wait for price to slow down. And I wanted to slow down because you got to visualize triangles. Got to visualize trying to, like, price is going to move something like this. There's usually a couple goes before it moves up. But even once you're in trending structure, price moves into triangles. Okay. So I just want to make sure I'm not catching the bottom, like as the triangle's going down. I want to be trading on this side of the triangle going back up. So I do need to wait for price to slow down and give me that price action. So I think from memory, it was on the 3 minute that I was looking for. So waiting for price. I don't want to catch a falling knife, especially when it was coming down so aggressively. Okay, a couple little pullbacks, drop. Then price dropped again. Took out the euro low now. So this is looking really good because it's collecting this liquidity, getting around to this Asian 50%. Just need price to slow down. So slows down a little bit. You got a still going now. Next candle. This is the one. Closes a bit of a doji. Back to these monthly levels as well. These thick black lines. So everything's looking, as it's slowing down here. All I wanted now, one of the entries, this is going to be between, this is like a single candle. And I'm anticipating that if price is breaking these lows and then pushing bullish and flipping bullish, if it's breaking this high, that means that I think I've got the bottom of the triangle, and then we can look to take some upside. So that was the idea. Next candle breaks the low, and then was closed bullish, and I'm anticipating it's going to close bullish, but I entered the trade as we're breaking the high of that doji candle. Target being same thing. Okay, just flip on this head. where were the no wick candles coming down? Be careful of this bad boy. No wick on here. And then the next one, no wick on here. So that was where I set my target. Okay. Price then rose. Oh, did a retest. So go retest a couple of times. Okay. So we're at the new 15-minute candle opening now. Okay. This is the new 15-minute candle. So let me just, this one here. This is the 15-minute candle closing. Okay. So let's have a look at that. 15-minute candle looking like a bit of a rejection now. So if the new candle can wick down and then start breaking its high, then we're looking really good. So you can sort of see like how the time frames very important to understand when you come into a close of one of these higher time frames, high as in like 15, 30, 1 hour. They're very important for scalping. Okay, so this is still going the first trade. Price wicked down again, same thing, grab liquidity, pushed up. After having closing above here and having 2 liquidity candles, usually resistance breaks. So then we'll just skip forward. That took full profit here, closed out, and then it proceeded to drop. Now, what led to this drop? Like it dropped hard. So 9 o'clock opened, pushed up, and then just absolutely created. Look at it. And this was on the back of unannounced news. If I can get back to it quickly so that we don't waste so much time. Look at the time that it come out. So 9 o'clock. Germany's DRW Institute cuts 2023 German GDP growth forecast to minus 0.4%. So basically from minus 0.2. So why did they release this at that time? Come on, man. So as soon as that news came out, unannounced, okay, German economy to contract by 0.4% 2023. The timing of this is when I'm really nervous when there's no news on the ticket because something will happen. Anyway, so that was the time, 9 o'clock. Bad news for German GDP. Price is absolutely created. Normally when headlines like that come out, it's for a reason, and often this is just speculation still. So you often will get corrections. Okay. So still think about the entire range that price moves in a particular day. And then not going to lie, it would be lovely to have caught these sells. But once it's moving down, 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 down on the back of that news, can't keep on going down forever. So I was planning buys because obviously I missed these sells, and I was actually going to get off the stream. Had a good week. I didn't want to keep on trading, but then it pushed down so aggressively, and I was like, "Geez, it's actually getting into these zones of interest that I had down here already." So let's just play around. Let's play around. Let's wait. So price pushed down. Okay, coming down again, ripping down hard. Look, no wick, no bottom, no top wick, no top wick. This one here, no bottom wick, but I'm looking for the candle, no top wick. And I thought, well, if there's no top wick, then it's going to retrace to this stage at some stage. I am getting very close to 3-hour candles, no wicks. So price will probably push down a bit, and then maybe we can see recovery. What was I going to look for? The exact same thing right here. Just looking for price to give me like a sign that it's slowing down, and then look for try to anticipate the engulfing candle. This one was taken on the 1 minute. So let's just have a look. Okay. As it's steaming down, what I do before a correction, what I do like to see is a fast move. And this is moving pretty fast at this stage. 2 single 1 minute candles moving 20 odd pips, 21 pips with leaving no wicks. So a lot of imbalance. Very good chance that once we get a bit of a slowdown, bullish engulfing candle, then we get some correction. So price, little doji, okay, little doji candle. If the next candle breaks the low and then starts breaking the high, I pulled the trigger. If that's what happened, price breaks the low, breaks the high. So same thing as the 3 minute. Pull the trigger here. Let it. Probably the next candle is going to do a little retest. That was all good. Okay. Then it started pushing up. What I did was I closed 50% because it was pretty aggressive trading on this news. Price moved up. You can see we're sitting around 13 pips at that stage. I was only risking like 10 ish, or 12, I think. Maybe it was 12. Then at this point, I was up 1-1, 1-1, close 50%. Let see if we can get up to here. Well, often what happens though, you don't often get like a pure V shape. Normally you'll get like something like that, or get a couple of goes. So in this case, because I knew it was getting late, it was toward the end of my stream. I just moved to break even, made it a hard break even, and then price unfortunately came down, stopped out the runner, and then ran up again. Then only could make it so far. So that was it. That was the end of the trade. End of that trade. Then it just created a bit more. It was a little bit annoying that it pushed into these areas so later in the session, because I would have liked to have taken it back up, because usually this is overreaction. On the daily candle, you can see like this is going to become a full correction at this stage. But anyway, then the trade later on in the session was I had this candle flagged, this 30-minute rejection wick here. Okay, so price pushed down, beautiful rejection, doji candle pushed down, filled the wick, then closed back up inside these wicks, and then we had a beautiful, nice push up after that. So I did have this level flagged all morning as a zone, and I used this box so it gives me the open. Oh, sorry, the low, the mid, and the close of this bearish candle. I thought, this like price likes it, price likes this area. So, and we'd pushed down so aggressively in this London session. Look where the 50% is. If we are pushing back up, okay, if we are pushing back up after having such a big drop, which is over 200 pips from high to low, price can find its way back up around the 50% mark, and then which is also like a rejection point, and then we can see a little move down again like that, because it would be price often will do something like that as well. It's just a bigger scale, the same thing that I look for on lower time frames, but this is just now happening on like the 30-minute. So price pulled back. Okay, we can start to see as it starts to rise through here. Once price hit it, and I told you guys in the Discord, well, people that are part of the Discord, said where I was going to enter some sells. So price pushed up. Said I'm giving these sells a chance right here. As soon as it touched that area, okay, just happened to, like, I had alerts around here just to let me know what was happening. And then as price, I was just at the phone at the right time to see price pushing up, and I thought, oh, I'll just keep an eye on this one then. So next 5 minutes pushed up, entered the sell. Price pushed down then after, and you can see like I was out, about here. So I only took 35 from this. Got down to like this first structure on the 1 minutes. That was when I was starting to think, well, that second structure now. Second structure on the 1 minutes. We had the beautiful reaction as we pushed down, just bank some at first at second structure, because it was like a pretty aggressive trade, to be honest. But yeah, so quite nice. So some really, like, it was against the trend, obviously. Like this one here, still here was, I thought we had a good chance of pushing up, but managed the trade really well. This one here was just a cowboy scalp, really. So anticipated, did price action, but on the 1 minute, you got really low confirmations. And then this one here was a really lovely area to just take a trade from, take 35 pips out, take full profit. Whatever happens afterwards is history. You can't change where it goes after. You just got to be happy with what you do and how you perform. And then price just came back up, and it truly was just an overreaction. So lovely day. It was a lovely week. Lovely cap to a lovely week, to be honest. Every single day gave good opportunities. Whether you take them all, you're never going to get them all, but whether you just stick to your plan and just just try and improve your execution every day. You're never going to be perfect in trading, but you can get pretty damn close if you review your trades and review your zones. See, there's no real fancy indicators. Just looking for key points of interest: session high, session lows, range, zones, how I do my resistance, how I do my supports. I do it a specific way. So keep watching, keep learning, keep giving me feedback, keep supporting the channel, liking it, subscribing to it. All that stuff really helps. The free Discord there's got loads of information there. If you want to be part of the service as well, to have closer one-on-ones and more interaction in the Zoom sessions, then absolutely love to have you guys in the service. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to help provide information and education for all. So enjoy. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.